What's up, guys? Bob Busker here at ThinkComputers, and today we're taking a look at this case, which is Fractal Design's Node 304, and it supports mini ITX motherboards. So that means, you can build a small little gaming PC, you can build a home theater PC, or you can kind of build something like a media server. It supports up to 6 hard drives as well. So let's go ahead and check it out. The Node 304, as you can see, is a very small case. It is made, to be a media center or, like I said, mini gaming PC or something like that. So it kind of has that cube design that we've seen for a long time now. The big thing about this case that surprised me is the front here. Move to the front. The front is completely plain. There's nothing, there's no door or anything like that. There are no optical drives. You cannot install optical drives on this case, so you want to keep that in mind. If you do use an optical drive, I don't use them at all anymore. I know a lot of you don't either, so that kind of makes it, an easy decision if you're going to get the case, if you're not going to get the case. Now, before we get into everything, I'm going to show you that the front of this case easily comes off. And it reveals two 92mm cooling fans. They're white, kind of matches Fractal Design's whole black and white thing. Front is easy to take off, and it does have a little fan filter there as well, so you can easily clean it. Put that back on. On the right side of the case, you do have your connections. You have microphone, headphone, 2 USB 3.0 ports, and you do have your small little power button down right there. You also have this little vent right here, and this is actually going to be where your power supply is going to be mounted, so that's going to give it, that extra cooling, and so it's not actually blocked off by the side panel. On the left side of the case, you have another very large ventilated section. This not only allows you to look inside the case a little bit, it also provides that good cooling and everything, because you're going to have a lot of stuff running in here, and it allows air to get in and out of the case. At the back of the case, you have a large 140mm exhaust fan. You have 2 expansion slots right here. You have a little power connection right here, and what that's going to do is actually your power supply is going to be mounted in here in a way that you won't be able to access the power connection. So this is kind of like an extension. Once we get inside, you're going to see all of that. There is a little fan controller here. You have high, medium, and low, and this is for all 3 included fans. You also have thumb screws on everything, so that just makes it easier to get into. Before we get inside, I wanted to show you the bottom of the case. You do have 4 rubber feet here, and you also have a fan filter here for the bottom of the case, and this is actually where your power supply is going to be mounted, so you can easily take this out, remove it, clean it, and put it right back there very easily. Getting inside the case is pretty easy. You need to remove 4 thumb screws, so we'll go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And Fractal Design uses a single cover. I haven't been a fan of that on some of the older cases because when you're trying to put everything in, it just doesn't work right. I'm going to have to see that once we get into installation. So you just pull back, pull up a little bit, and so there we go. It comes off easily just like that, and we can really take a look inside here. And if I turn it over this way, you can kind of see how everything is designed. I'm going to go over it for you. So your motherboard is going to sit right in here. Of course, your expansion slots, and then here are your hard drive cages, if you want to call them that, and these support both 2.5-inch and 3.5-inch hard drives, and you can fit 2 of each in each one of these. I'm going to get them out in just 1 second. Your power supply is going to be mounted right down here. If we turn it this side, you guys can see that right here. Here is your actual bracket to mount your power supply. So the back of your power supply is going to sit here. Remember how I said we had that extension? And your extension, everything is tied up right here. But you can see your extension will go right here and plug right into the back of your power supply. Removing the hard drive cages is pretty easy. There are 3 total screws. You have 2 thumb screws as well as a screw at the top. So we'll take one of these out here. So we have our first screw, and then our thumb screws should be easy enough to come out. Here, 1 and 2. There we go. And now we can just pull this out, and as you can see here, We do have rubber grommets on the side, so that's going to do, if you have 3.5-inch hard drives, it's going to be, you know, vibration dampening and everything like that. You don't want this thing to make a ton of noise. And you have mounting, so the grommets here are mountings for your 3.5-inch drives, and then the smaller ones right here are for your 2.5-inch drives. Just the same to put them back in. Line it up. And make sure they go back down there, line up your holes, and you're gonna put in your screws. Another thing is, you know, 6 total hard drives, and if this one on the end up here, if you want a larger video card or something like that on your motherboard, you can actually take this one completely out and fit longer video cards, which is actually really cool. And that's basically about it. Your fan controller right here uses a Molex connection, and you have 3 connectors here for all 3 included fans, so you can control them all right here at the back. And yeah, guys, that's basically it here for the Fractal Design Node 304. Real quick, it does support up to 6 hard drives, mini ITX, full ATX power supply as well, so that's very important, so you don't have to go out and try to find that weird power supply and everything like that. So that is it. Check back very soon on ThinkComputers, as we're going to have our full review as well as our installation video on this case. So we'll catch you guys later.